Hi guys, it's Saji from Creative Media channel. So today we have a new awesome tutorial. So let's see what we are going to make. So as you've seen, we are actually going to make the cinematic title effect today. So let's get into it. To start with, we need a new composition. So we'll create a new composition or composition window. Select create new composition. Here we'll select the HD uh, preset and frame rate 24 and duration will say 10 seconds and press ok. So this is our window. Next thing what we actually going to do is we are going to create a text layer. So we'll come to the timeline and right click new text layer. We'll name it cinematic. Okay, and then we will align it to the composition. Okay, text you can use any of your text. I'm actually selecting, I'm using a font called Godfather. Set up everything, text size, everything we actually how to set up. So okay, that's done. So next thing we have to do is we have to create that 3D effect for our text. So we are actually not going to use any 3D to create these things. We are actually going to create this effect using bevel and a few of that native effects and presets in After Effects. So first thing we have to do is after creating the text we have to pre-compose that. We call it bevel, and after that I'll make a duplicate of this bevel composition by pressing Ctrl D on the keyboard. After that I'll pre-compose it again and I'll name it. I'll move all the attributes also. Okay, once that is done, next what we are actually going to do is we'll open up this bevel, and here we are actually going to add some inner glow. So we'll be able to create that bevel profile and eventually convert it into a 3D effect. So first we'll just right click on the text layer and we'll go to layer style and we'll go to inner glow. Okay, in inner glow we'll expand that options. Okay, here first thing blending model change it to normal, and color will change it to black, and here there is one option called technique. Now the technique is softer, we will change it to precise, and then we will just extend the size. Now you can see that glow is actually making it really precise selection on that text layer. So if we change it into smooth, now you can see it's more like a smooth transition. When we change it to precise, it will be a more detailed transition, and opacity also will make it maybe 90 95, something like that. Okay, next what we are actually going to do is, so now our bevel profile is created. Next we have to start converting it into a 3D layer, 3D effect. So next thing what we are going to do is we are actually going to use a background image or any kind of image. Here I have a image of a hill. I'll just drop it into our comp. So this is the image. As you can see, it's actually a little bigger than our composition. So I'll just right click on the layer and I'll go to transform and I'll say fit to comp, Control Alt F. So once you select that, all the width and height everything will be fit to the comp size only. Next thing what you have to do is we are going to use this bevel profile which we have created now to convert that into a 3D layer. So one thing we actually missed is we will just go into that bevel profile layer. We will go to bevel profile. On this bevel composition, we will add one more effect. It's called solid composite. Okay, so we will add a solid composite and we'll convert that color into black. So why we are actually adding is when we actually cut off that extra remaining area, we want the straight lines to be like really straight, and there is we want to avoid that pixelization, all that effect. So that's the reason we are adding a solid composite on the layer. So after that we'll come back to our main comp. Okay, here you can see our copy doesn't have that effect. Our copy in the bevel profile have that extra effect. So next thing what we are going to do is we are going to add a separate effect on the hill image. So we'll just select the hill image, we'll go to the effect and we'll type CC glass. We'll apply it over layer. Once you apply, you can see some kind of changes is happening. Next thing is we'll go to the surface. Here we have to select a bump map for that. So here we'll select bevel profile. Now you can see once we select that bevel profile, there is a bump is already created on the image. Next thing is we have something called softness. Here softness will keep it 0%. So it will be like more like a really sharp edges, and everything will be really sharp. Next thing is height we can adjust. So as you increase the height, depth of bump will be much more. Here we'll keep it around 30 or something, and here stretching also we can add extra. That means when we stretch, you can see it's actually becoming more and more stretched. Okay, next thing what we have to do is we have to cut off that extra area of that image. So we are going to add a new effect. It's called set matte. We'll type set matte. Set matte effect on the image, and here for the set matte layer we will select our bevel layer, which already have an alpha channel. If we come back to this, you can see here we have an alpha channel for the bevel. At the same time, we actually don't have an alpha channel for the our bevel profile. So that's the reason we actually created that. So now actually since we use this, we don't need a bevel profile and bevel layer. We'll just disable them for now, and we will add the same image as a background for our layer also. So here same way we will just go to transform, we will say fit to comp, so it will be fit to the comp. Okay, now we actually created our 3D layer, 3D effect. Next thing is we have to add extra effects, so it will be like more like our final title effect. Here first thing is we have to darken this background image, so we'll add one curve profile on that. Go to the effect, we'll say curve. We'll just reduce the brightness. Okay, next we have to like blur it a little bit. So to do that, we'll just type CC blur. Here we'll select CC cross blur, and we will add maybe 20 in the y-axis and 20 in the. Okay, so next thing what we actually going to do is we are going to darken our image little bit. So we'll select our title effect. Here we'll name it as title effect, and we are going to add one curve effect here, and we'll just darken it a little bit. Okay, next thing what we have to do is, so we have to create some realistic reflections and that kind of things. So to do that, what we are actually going to do is we are going to add one more effect on this layer. It's called motion tile. Okay, so we after that we'll drag it above the glass layer. Okay, and we'll just adjust the width and height of that image. As you can see, when I change that values, there are some changes happening in the layer. So if we want to see what's exactly happening, we can actually disable this rest of that effect, then we will be able to see what's actually happening. So here you can see when we actually adjust that width and height of that particular in the motion tile, we are actually repeating that background image into tiles. So to remove this seams, what we can do is we can say mirror edges, so it will be most of that seams will be removed. So when we enable that effects back on, we can see we have a much more reflective surface. Now what we can do is we can actually animate this tile sender in order to create some reflective animations kind of things. So for now I'll just select it. For demonstrating, you can see as we move that tile sender, we are actually creating more effects, more reflections. Okay, so we can maybe increase that tiling. Okay, next what we are going to do is we are going to animate that tile effect. So to do that, what we actually going to do is we will just select there is a keying button in the tile sender option. We'll just enable it at the frame 0, and we will go to maybe somewhere around 7 or 8 seconds, and we will just move it across our composition, so it will be gradually moving. So now if we actually move, now we can see that it's actually moving, and there is a reflection is animation is happening. So I will just play it and see how is it. You can see as we move it, as we play that animation, we can see the reflection is a proper reflection animation has been animated. So now for our title animation, we will be only animating it for 5 seconds. So we will just come to 5 seconds, and we'll just trim our composition to this area. Okay. Okay, next what we have to do is we have to add some extra depth in our layer. So to duplicate this title effect, we'll make a duplicate and we'll just drop it down to that original title effect. Here we are going to delete some of the effects here. Here we don't need this curve option, and we will remove the CC glasses also. And now we are going to do a separate effect on this. We will say CC radial blur. Okay, and in the radial blur option, instead of scratch, we will select fading zoom, and we will just, you can see as I increase the amount, there is a depth is being created. And now what happens is that depth is like really mild. So to make it more effective, or more to increase that effect, what we have to do is we have to adjust the alpha channel of that particular layer. So to do that, we'll add one more curve option on this layer, and here in the channels we'll go to alpha channel, and we will just increase the alpha. So you can see as I increase the alpha, the depth is created much more properly, and after that you can actually increase or decrease that amount to make it. Okay, you can here you can create a positive or a negative value, so it will be much more. Okay, now what we have to do is, now at the moment the friend side and even the depth is actually in the same, uh, have the same color value. So what we have to do is we have to darken that depth a little bit, so the friend of that title will be much more visible properly, and even the depth will be properly visible. So we will just select the RGB channel here in the curve, and we will just drop the, we'll reduce that brightness of that. We'll darken that depth. So now when we actually completed that, you can see it's actually looking more like a 3D layer, and even the reflection is actually happening properly. So if you want to edit that reflection animation in any way, and if you want to see what's actually happening in that reflection channel, what we can do is we can disable the rest of the effect. So now we will be able to see what's actually happening in the reflective animation. So if you want to avoid these darken areas, what we can do is we'll just delete the last frame, and we can create a new animation. Okay, okay, now what we will do is we'll just copy paste the same animation, and we'll just paste it on our original title effect also, so it will be same on both the title effects. Now we can actually enable back all the effects, and now you can see the title is properly created, and even everything is visible properly. Next we have to animate the light of that light for our title effect. So to do that, we'll come back to this glass effect. Here if you see, there is a option for light. Here currently we are actually using the effect light, so whatever light is already in the effect, that's the only one it's using. So we can actually change it into AE lights, so we'll be able to create a manual lights in After Effects, and we can control them to create a more dramatic kind of light effects, and that kind of things. So we'll just change it into AE lights, and here we'll start creating extra lights. So first I'll create an ambient light. We'll say light, and we will select ambient, maybe 60% intensity. I'll just create it. Now you can see as we created it, the entire title has been darkened out. So now we can create extra point lights to control the lights properly, and we can actually animate them to create a much more dramatic effect. So we'll create a new light. Here this time we'll select point. I'll say maybe 200. We'll change the color to some warm color. Okay, now you can see the light is created, and even the color also, and we'll just move it into one corner, and I will name it warm light. Okay, and next I'll just duplicate the same light, and I'll move it to the other side of the composition, and I'll press AA on the keyboard, so I'll get all the light properties. Here I'll change it into something like a code color, maybe like a blue, light blue or something. So as you can see, now we have a different color, and I will change the position of that color, maybe drop the intensity to maybe 100. And one more thing what you can do is you can actually push the lights into C space back and forth to make the effect much more effective. I'll make it maybe 150. Okay, now we actually created two lights. Okay, this one I'll name it code light. Okay, next we'll create one more light. I'll make it white, and I'll drop the intensity to maybe 100. Okay, now this is our fill light, and I'll just move it up, and in C space also I'll just pull it a little bit up. Okay, now we actually completed our light effects and all. Now what we can do is we can actually create a new null object, so we'll be able to control the lights, all the lights at the same time. So if you want, you can actually edit the lights positions and everything much more, so you'll be able to create. Now we actually created four lights: one ambient light, one warm light, one cold light, and one fill light. Okay, now we'll just create a new null object. We'll call it light control, and we will parent all the four lights to this null, so we will be able to rotate or move the light, and will be able to change the light effect dramatically. We can actually rotate the lights to create a different light effects and all that. Okay, now we actually completed that entire title effect. Next thing what we have to do is we have to animate the light. So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to pre-compose all the entire effect into a single composition, so we'll be able to animate everything much more easily. So I will select everything except that background image, and I'll just pre-compose, move all the attributes, and I'll say title comp. Okay, here we are actually going to do some more extra effects here. So first thing, we'll create a new solid, black color. This solid I'll call it vignette, and we'll select ellipse tool, and we'll create a mask like this. Okay, and in the mask we'll invert it, and in the mask feather we will just increase the feathering. So what happens is the four corners will be much more darkened, and a vignette effect will be created, and we can actually move the title above or below as we actually want. And one more thing we are going to do is we are going to create a border on the top and bottom, so it will be more like a cinematic kind of title effect. So we'll create one more solid, we'll call it border, and this time I will add a rectangle, and I'll double click, so the rectangle will be created in the size of our composition, and I'll double click the rectangle, and well, if I press Ctrl, I'll be able to scale up and down or any of that direction together, up and down together in a uniform way. After that, we can just invert it, so we'll have a border. So next thing what we are actually going to do is we are going to animate this effect. So first we will select the title composition, and we'll convert it into a 3D layer. Okay, after that you can change the positions and all. Next thing is we are going to create a new camera. So we'll say right click, new camera. Here we'll select 20 millimeter, everything else will keep it same. So press OK, and in the camera position we'll just put a keyframe, and we'll just move this keyframe to maybe 2 seconds or something. And for the first frame we'll just select a united camera tool, and we will just move it something like this. Okay, now if I play, you can see the title is coming, and even the reflection is animating. Okay, now what we can do is we can go past that 5 seconds, and we'll just move the camera a little bit backwards. So it's actually not the title animation is not stopping, it's actually continuously moving, so it will give more effect, so it will be much more effective. So now next thing what we're actually going to do is we are going to add some ease to our camera animation. So we'll just select first two keyframes, and we will say F9, and we'll go back to our graph editor. Here I will turn the curve like this, so we'll be coming. Okay, so we'll just play it back. So you can see you can make the keyframes closer if you want, so it will be like more like a more, it will provide more impact. Okay, now that we have completed that title animation, we can actually make some minor edits to improve that quality of the animation and everything. Drop the intensity of our lights. So first I'll go to that ambient light, I'll make it maybe 40, so it will be darkened a little bit. Okay, so now that we have completed the title effect, so this is our effect. Next thing what we can do is we can, if you want to create much more titles like this, you can just duplicate this title effect in the composition, and you can make multiple copies of this title, and you can edit and add any other effects or anything like that. For example, if I come back to this bevel, if I title it, if I name it something else, it will automatically change all the effect everything to that particular whatever we have typed there. So it's actually much more easy to create multiple titles with the same effect. You can just duplicate this entire comp, and you can able to edit everything, and you can create multiple titles. So this is our title effect. I hope all of you liked it, and if you liked it, sure to subscribe and share the video, and press the bell icon so you'll be able to get a notification whenever I upload other videos. So thank you for watching.